Hello everyone, good morning. I am Ananya and my topic name is a dynamic programming in compiler design. So let's start the topic. First one is the introduction. So the introduction of compiler design. A compiler translates high level code into machine level code. So a compiler is a program that translates high level programming code into machine level code. It works in a several phases. It has some major phases, which is lexical analysis, syntax analysis, parsing, semantic analysis, intermediate code generation, optimization, and code generation. So let's move towards where is dynamic programming is used in compiler design. So it is used in a syntax analysis, especially in a parsing technique. It helps in solve problems involving overlapping subproblems and optimal substructure. The key use of dynamic programming is bottom-up parsing using CYK algorithm and chart parsers. So, what is CYK algorithm? It's Cook Younger Kasami. One of the most popular parsing algorithms using dynamic programming is CYK algorithm. It's used to check whether a string can be generated by context-free grammar written in a Chomsky novel form. Chomsky CYK uses a bottom-up approach and building a dynamic programming table to check all possible derivations. So, dynamic programming is mainly used during parsing, where the compiler checks if a code follows the correct grammar rule or not. Some grammars are complex or ambiguous, and checking all possible ways to parse them can be time consuming. There, there were dynamic programming help by saving and avoiding repeated work. So the next one is what is dynamic programming? So as we know, it solves problems by breaking them into sub-problems towards results to avoid recomputation, memorization, optimal for context-free grammar parsing. So the dynamic programming or DP is method where we break a problem into smaller parts, solve each part once, and store the result. If we need the same result again, we don't recompute. We reuse it. It saves time and making parsing efficient. So the next one is the advantages of dynamic programming in parsing. It handles ambiguous grammars, it efficient parsing complex structures, it reduces parsing time by avoiding reparsing. Dynamic programming reduces, especially for ambiguous or complex grammars. It avoids repeating the same checks, which makes making parsing more efficient and structured. So the next one is a order parsing technique in dynamic programming. It includes early parser, which handles any context-free grammar using chart parsing, dynamic programming based chart parsing in a natural language processing. So, besides CYK, another parser that uses dynamic programming is early parser. It works with any context-free grammars and is commonly used in natural language processing. Chart parsing is another similar approach used in language analysis. So the next part is a real-world application of dynamic programming. So The natural language processing is a real-world application of dynamic programming and also programming language compiler and speech recognition is also part of real-world application. So the dynamic programming in parsing is used not only in programming languages but also in natural language processing, speech recognition, and AI, artificial intelligence. Anywhere there's complex grammar to process, this algorithm help. So the next one is a summary of dynamic programming. So at the end of summary, it is a powerful method in compiler design. It makes parsing of complex grammar more efficient. CYK and early are key algorithm using dynamic programming. So the dynamic programming is a powerful tool in compiler design. It makes parsing faster and smarter. Algorithm like CYK and early helps compiler to handle even the toughest grammars efficiently. So it is all about dynamic programming. So thank you for watching this video. I hope this gave you good understanding of how dynamic programming is used in compiler design. अगं आम्ही इथं व्हिडिओ काढतोय तुम्हाला किती उशीर झाला सांगतोय बोलू नका बाहेर बोलत बसा ना लायब्ररीत कोण येतं बोलायला थोडं हळू तरी ना ऍटलिस्ट आमचं व्हिडिओ मध्ये तेच आलंय सगळा आवाज The key characteristics of stack is no general purpose register